In-person classes get pushed back. It's putting pressure on students who are struggling to adjust to learning online.
For the thousands of children living in homeless shelters, internet service is unreliable and childcare is often non-existent. CBS 2's Bauman reports now from Brownsville, Brooklyn.
At 16 years old, LJ is a high school senior on the honor roll who one day hopes to be a marine biologist.
I would hate for my grade, my GPA not to reflect my potential because of a situation like this.
LJ lives in a homeless shelter in one room with her mom and two brothers.
I'm the only one with a tablet, so they have to use mine, and I'm doing remote learning too. He's trying to use his phone, and that's kind of working a little bit, but the connection's bad.
Even though the Department of Education has given out more than 15,000 internet-enabled iPads to students in shelters, the hotspots rely on cell service, which can be non-existent in many shelters. It was so bad Thursday, LJ couldn't log on to a single class.
I'm not going to be able to get the fundamentals and the basics of my classes if it doesn't start working.
10% of the city's public school students are homeless, and there are 21,000 children sleeping in New York City shelters.
And I don't understand why the city didn't more aggressively spend the summer working with homeless providers and others to come up with a plan or plans that would really include the reality of homeless families.
Christine Quinn is president of Women in Need, which runs the shelter LJ lives in.
Do you worry that this year, for school in particular, is going to make it harder for students and families to get out of the shelter system?
The best factor that can occur for you to get out of shelter and stay out of shelter is a job.
That's something Crystal Baroa is struggling with firsthand.
I wouldn't even think I would be able to work if it wasn't for my mom's help, because there is no childcare.
Crystal lives in a shelter with her 3 young kids. While she's at work, her mother helps with remote learning.
Then it's the thing of teaching my mom how to log in my daughter, but they need to be in school because that's their attendance. If they don't, then I'm going to have Child Protection Services calling me.
Do you feel like the city just kind of left you out to fend for yourself in a way with all this?
We're just not listened to, or we have nobody to listen to us.
The DOE says students can still request tablets, telling us in a statement instructional orientation this week exists to troubleshoot any device or connectivity issues. In Brownsville, Brooklyn, Bauman, CBS 2 News.
And we know so many families are struggling with all the uncertainty of the school year. For complete coverage and updated information on the reopening of schools, you can go over to cbsnewyork.com.